Hello again guys, it's Carly from the Poetry of Nice and welcome back to my channel. So this is a channel all about thrifting if you are new here, and on this channel I like to share haul videos like this one, sales videos so you can see how much the items actually sold for, and of course lots of tips and tricks and things like that to do with reselling in between. I personally sell on Poshmark, eBay and Etsy, and today I have an epic haul video for you. So I stumbled across a thrift store near me. It was actually a Habitat restore, which I don't usually assume has clothes, honestly. I don't think of it as the place to go buy clothes. But this particular one had advertised on Facebook that they had a certain sale going on, and it was a 25-cent sale, meaning every item, clothing, shoes, purse, linens, were all 25 cents a piece. You have to work really hard to not make a profit on 25 cents, especially if you have any kind of idea about like what to pick up and what sells online. So of course, I hauled myself over there and I decided to go and have a dig through and see what all they had going on. So when I first arrived, they had kind of bins, like big oversized bins and tables, kind of like rummage sale style, or maybe even like the outlet style, like the Goodwill outlet style. So basically everybody's like digging in and whatever. This is story time, by the way, so if you're interested in only the haul, just skip ahead a couple of minutes. I might even put it down below like when the actual haul starts, but I'm going to do my little story time first of all. So when I first arrived, I started out there. This particular store is in a county, for anyone interested, that does not have a mask mandate yet, but a lot of people were going ahead and wearing them anyway, and me personally, I've spoken on this channel, I prefer to thrift wearing a mask and trying to go places where other people are kind of following the same kind of guidelines, just FYI, side note. So I was there, I was digging through, and it went like this. It went like table, giant bin, giant shopping cart piled high. So me and other people were like looking at tables, and then we made our way like down the line to the shopping cart, as you do, because it was all lined up. I was not alone in this. And I hear this sound behind me. I was doing really well social distancing, by the way, so was everybody else. And I hear this sound behind me, and this lady, bless her, came rushing at me, no mask on, face to face with me, saying, "That's my car, what did you take out? What did you take? What did you take?" Me and everybody else were like, oh my goodness, there was no way anybody could ever have known that that was somebody else's car. Like, it was literally parked. I bet anybody who's been out thrifting, especially in like an outlet, would have come across a similar situation. I would bet money on it. Anyway, long story short, she rushed me big time. Like I said, no mask. I was wearing a mask, if that matters at all in this situation. Probably not very much. And kind of like hounded me, like, you know, what did you take out? What did you take out? And other people around me. So I just kind of like, you know, gestured like, oh, these two shirts. It was not a pleasant experience. So this also falls in the category of things that we cannot control when we are out living our daily life, whether it's thrifting or grocery stores, whatever it is. I've spoken on this channel before about, you know, we're all trying to adapt, right, to the new environment, and thrifting in a new environment and doing it safely and doing it in a way that is respectful to others, but we cannot control other people's behavior. So this really falls under that category, and unfortunately that kind of put a dampener on the entire trip for me. It definitely like spiked my anxiety through the roof, not just because of the no mask thing, but also because, you know, someone charged at me and raised their voice at me for no apparent reason. Like a simple, "Oh, that's my car, I'm so sorry," you know, not even "I'm sorry," that's the British in me coming out, but you know, a simple "that's my car, did you take anything out?" would have sufficed. I would have very happily helped pop those things back. No big deal whatsoever. Anyway, let me know down in the comments, have you ever experienced anything like that out thrifting, and how on earth did you handle it? Because it's definitely a somewhat new one for me. Okay, moving on. Once that was passed, I decided to move away from the craziness of the bin section, and I went over to the racks. Basically, there was racks of clothing and there was racks of shoes and bags hanging and stuff, and I'm so glad I did, because I really found my best stuff hanging up. So this is going to be a three-part haul because I have over 90 items to show you. Like I said, my average cost of goods here is just a quarter a piece, 25 cents a piece. You can't get wrong. You really have to try not to make money when working with that. So I tried to pick up things that I would list. I didn't want to pick up stuff that was going to sit in my like money pile, death pile, whatever you want to call it, and I just wouldn't list because I wasn't interested, and that has happened in the past. I've ended up donating those items because I just procrastinate for too long. So I still tried to be a little bit picky, but I did pick up some things that I would not have picked up if they weren't a quarter, and I'll kind of talk you through that as I go. So let's just dive in. So the very first thing that I picked up were a pair of Coach shoes, which for, you know, 25 cents, go on then. They are like a little pair of leather loafers, and they're in pretty good shape. They got the leather soles and all that kind of stuff. They have the name in here somewhere if I can find it. Well, she says, and now I can't find it anywhere, but they do have the name and they have the size. I found it earlier and managed to look them up. They was a little bit worn off at the back, so that might be why I wasn't able to find it, but they are a size 6.5B as well. They're on the leather sole, so I'll have to do some digging. I think I see it right under there, under the tongue. So usually they do have a name as well, so it kind of makes it a little bit easier to list. But yes, pair of black leather Coach loafers, first thing I grabbed. The next thing, let's do the shoes first. So we have a pair of espadrille wedges. They have this kind of like faux alligator style print with this like metallic gold and then a bow on the toe. They don't look like they have really been worn. Like I don't see almost any signs of wear. And they are Franco Sato, which is a fine brand. I sometimes pick these up at the thrift store if they're at a good price. Like I said, just fantastic condition. They're kind of in season now, but the season is like moving along to fall. I'm noticing with the things that I'm selling, a lot more jackets and sweaters and things like that. So I may either list these really quickly or kind of put them to like the bottom of the pile where if I get to them, I get to them, and if not, they'll come out in springtime. We'll see. All right, next ones. We have a nice classic pair of Clark's mules, just super duper simple, but again, the condition is fantastic. There's barely any wear or whatever, very, very lightly used. Just a simple pair of kind of mules, clogs, whatever you kind of want to call them. You could probably use both as keywords, honestly, since they both, you know, are searchable and whatnot. Next is Calvin Klein Sport. These are older, I think, but I grabbed them because they had the leather sole, so there's a good sign of quality there, and they were fairly classic. So we have a patent leather like ballet flat pump, and then we have just this very cute little black and white polka dot sort of ribbon kind of toe cap situation happening. So I thought that they were quite cute, and again, that leather sole is just a really nice sign of quality. Calvin Klein is a fine brand. These are Christian Siriano for Payless, so obviously sold at Payless Shoes. I've actually picked these up before, again for like 50 cents or whatever. These are even cheaper, which is fantastic. And they sold for like $17, I think. So I decided to grab them again. And these ones as well are an animal print, just a cute little ballet flat. Animal print is quite in right now, so I decided to give them a chance. And then speaking of animal print, we have White House Black Market, older tag. Again, we've got some leather soles going on here. They're size 8.5 medium. They're leather calf hair uppers. Now these have a little bit of wear. I'm kind of and ahhing as to whether or not to list them. If I do, it'll be for like a small amount, like 15 or so. Little leather toe cap with a buckle. And then they are obviously like a, I don't know, I mean, it makes me think of a cow, but I don't know if that's what, is it snow leopard maybe? I don't know. Anyway, we have a calf hair leather uppers. But when I say wear, what I'm talking about is like a little tiny bit of like balding here towards the back and a little bit sort of on the inside here where there's just been friction. Like I said, I'll just disclose that and maybe just ask like 15 bucks or so for those. Next is Seychelles, which is always super hit or miss for me, but I'm giving it another chance since they're so cheap. They are sometimes sold at Anthropology. I think they have been in the past at least, but they're a very nice like taupe brown, taupe being a color that is kind of between brown and gray, and it has very cute like perforated kind of detail going all the way around, and they ever so slightly have a wedge as well. So just a very sort of classic cute pair, and I thought they were kind of cute for the fall season as well coming up, especially because of the color. Next, I don't know if these were worth it. They're so quick and easy to list. Of course they're worth it. Who cares? Steve Madden, which I don't go out my way to pick up, but they're like just pure sequin ballet flats, and again, like minimal wear. They're doing, you know, pretty good or whatever, and you know, Christmas season, holiday season, New Year, that kind of stuff. If any of us get to go out anywhere, then maybe we'll want to wear these. Who knows? Figured I would give them a chance. Next is a pair of SAS hand sewn shoes. Oh, there we go. These are retail pretty high. They're not cheap, and they're known as like sort of the ultimate comfort shoe, if you like. But they have a bit of a following. I have found that they have been longer tail for me, as in they don't fly off the shelf, but these are a good size. They're a size 12 medium. I'm not sure if they're men's or women's, honestly. They kind of look like a women's to me, but because they have this little like perforated detail as well. If they are, then 12 is a great size, and they're in really good shape again as well, just black leather loafers. They'll probably go up for around 35. All right, next we have Calvin Klein. These I grabbed because they are just such a classic staple piece, like perfect career shoes. Just a very simple black pointed toe, like leather pump basically. And again, the wear is fairly minimal, obviously to the soles, but all the way around there's no like chipping or anything to the toes. They're in good shape, no scrapes to the back of the heels. These are all places where I have a good look when I'm picking up shoes. So yes, even if they go up for like 20, 25 or so, I'll check my comps, of course. They would be worth it for a quarter. All right, let's get into clothes. I'm going to show you my favorite thing, well, one of my favorite things, but can't get over this. So it's Susan Bristol, size large, which, you know, whatever. I don't really go out my way for Susan Bristol. I think that's QVC. However, it's like the ultimate cat sweater. And my favorite part is, look at their little expressions. Like, what's happening? I don't even understand, but I saw this hanging up and I would have fought someone for it. I was so excited, and I like this little upside down guy as well. They're even on the back and on the sleeves and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, look at the buttons. Even the buttons are little like figural cat heads. Like, what on earth? So I will check comps to see if there's like a million out there, but if there isn't, I'm going pretty high with this bad boy because, you know, there's a lot of cat lovers out there, and this thing is just, it's too cool. I'll see what I can get for it basically, but easy pickup. All right, next is American Eagle Soft and Sexy, one of the only American Eagle lines I like to pick up now. This is a slub tee, and it is a very cute dip dye, just plain kind of scoop neck t-shirt where it goes from the kind of purpley blue through to this more like neutral color. This was one of the things I grabbed from the bin area before I shuffled myself out of it, and was a good find. So it is Eileen Fisher. Again, 25 cents for Eileen Fisher. This thing probably retailed for like $150 to $200. Like, Eileen Fisher is not cheap. And this is also like one of the newer tags, I believe, where it's gray on white. Size large. I think it's an organic cotton, and it's a really beautiful cowl neck where it kind of like drapes and hangs down there. Sort of sleeveless sweater. Now there is one little piece that is sticking out here, so what I'm actually going to do is I will get a hold of it basically, and I will thread it back through. Easy enough to do, but otherwise in fantastic condition, and it has these kind of like long, like kind of gaping arms and stuff. I really like it. I think the cut will be really, really cute, and such a nice sort of colorway as well with the grays. Linens were 25 cents as well. This is the only one I grabbed. It's just a vintage, I think it was from the 1980s when I looked at the tag, Batman and Robin, and it has a bunch of villains going down the side, which is kind of cool. So they're a little bit different on both sides as well. We've got the fighting pose here. So again, 25 cents, that'll probably go up for like 20 or so, I would say. Sometimes people use these for crafts, or honestly, like making masks and stuff now. Like, people like to use vintage bed sheets and things like that to make kind of, you know, sewing crafty things. You know what I'm saying? Pillowcase dresses, that's what I'm thinking of as well. People do it for that too. All right, Orvis extra large, which is a good size, and this is actually rather cute. So it's just like a 3/4 sleeve pop over top, but all of this here is embroidered detail, and it actually runs down the front as well with all this embroidery. So I thought that that was pretty cute. Orvis women's is kind of hit or miss for me, but when it's something like that where it has something interesting going on, like the embroidery, and it's an extra large, definitely worth grabbing. Columbia women's size medium, again with fall in mind, a very nice kind of like burnt copper orange, really kind of like textured just pullover sweatshirt. Another Columbia piece here. This is a size large women's, and it is a very dark purple. and it has kind of like, again, this really big oversized kind of like draping cowl neck with the drawstrings here. Just a nice knit sweater. Calvin Klein size medium, pop over blouse. Pop over, well, hang on, I tell a lie, it's button front. Never mind, scratch that. But it does have the exposed zipper, which is kind of cute, in a sort of hot pink color. Again, super bread and butter. But if you can even sell something for like 16 to 18 and it's a quick, easy list and it's easy to store and all that kind of stuff, easy to ship, again, huge profit margins when things are this cheap. Ink or International Concept, size large, just a little black. Now this is a pop over because you have this exposed zipper, and pop over meaning it pops over. Basically, you don't button it up the front, you have to pop it over to pop it on. And then we have kind of like a knit back to it. We have a men's Prana button-up shirt. Just saw one of these for $15 the other day. Just a sort of like neutral grey colour short sleeve. This, I don't know if this is worth it. I may end up redonating this. I don't know. It's kind of cute colours for fall though. It's Maurice's, and it's a size small. And it's a really pretty like plum purple dress. It has kind of like a polka dot weave to it and then all this cute lace detail. However, it's missing the slip that was inside, so you would have to wear something under it, and without the slip, I'm honestly not sure how that would do and if it would be worth my time listing it, so I'll have a think about that. Eddie Bauer, Legend Wash, extra large. It's a sweatshirt, but I picked it up because it had this kind of like forest style look to it, you know, kind of, it's not camo, but it does make me think of a forest, so it's kind of got that baseball like raglan cut to it as well, so I decided to give it a chance. We have size petite extra large soft surroundings. There we go. And this is a sort of dark blue, just very, very slouchy, casual sweatshirt. And now it does have pilling, but it's like the Wild Fox version of pilling where it's everywhere. It's like factory pilling basically. So you can kind of see it, but it's made to look that way, to look like very distressed and washed and things like that. And the reason why I'm confident in saying it's factory pilling is because it's everywhere. It's not just in points where there would be friction, like under the arms or on the sleeves or somewhere like that. It's literally everywhere, and it's very even. So unless somebody sort of wore it and just like rolled back and forth over and over to cause the pilling, I don't think that that happened organically. Alright, we have a pair of shorts. They just say JCPenney, and I think there might be a brand hiding in there, but they are vintage for sure. You can, I mean, first of all, you can tell the vintage from like the graphics and stuff, and then also this little paper tag here. You can just tell that it looks older. Made in the USA, all that good stuff. And I grabbed them because they're in really good condition. They're a very cute color, and they have this kind of like higher cut to the legs as well, where it kind of, you see how it scoops up as well. So very like 70s style, and then obviously this like satin sheen. I love those. I think those are really cool. So they'll be cross-posted on Etsy as well as Poshmark and eBay. Next is Storybook Knits, which I don't pick up everything from them, but it depends on what the style is, because they're very like kind of outlandish, if you like, which I will show you right now. So this is a medium, and this is, I assume, like animals of the world. I don't know, but we have a zebra, whatever you want to call it, gorilla, lions, panda, and oh, they have little, like the panda has little sparkles on his ears, as you do. Giraffe, dolphin, and on the back we've got a lion and another dolphin, a whale, I don't know, something or other hiding on the back there as well. And then we have little animals and like little earths on the buttons as well. So definitely needs the right person to buy it, but that is a primo ugly sweater. Somebody may love it, but definitely worth picking up just because it's so kind of unique. We have another one there, again, another Storybook Knits, and this one has owls all over it, so again, fall is coming. Somebody may love that. They're very boxy, very oversized, comfy fits. I did leave one or two Storybook Knits behind, but only because there really wasn't like a pattern or a theme to them, and I feel like with those you really have to have some strong keywords to sort of drive people to them, basically, to those listings. So I went with the ones that were really over the top. Eddie Bauer, size small, just a little kind of waffle knit thermal. You can kind of see the waffle knit in there, striped with cute little cuffs. Very, very simple. I think these are too worn, but I grabbed them anyway. Because because really. So they're pajamas, they're vintage, I think, in terms of they're like late 90s, sort of 2000 or so, but they're like Looney Tunes, Pepe Le Pew, or whatever his name was, with his little kitty cat girlfriend. So we have the pajama top and we have the matching bottoms, but they are a little bit faded. Like they definitely and pilled. They definitely show some age. So I don't know if there's going to be any big enough Pepe Le Pew fans out there to warrant buying those. I could try and depill them a little bit, though it's really quite heavy. I don't know, I'm gonna have to think on those. But when it is so cheap in terms of like 25 cents a piece, it made far more sense for me to like grab everything that was a possibility and then just deal with it at home. Like the worst case scenario is I lose a quarter on an item, or on a few items, you know, and then I end up redonating some stuff. It's worth the risk, and it's much easier than like being in a store with other people and trying to like go through everything with a fine tooth comb. You know what I mean? Like if I was paying $6.99 for an item, I'd be going through it with a fine tooth comb. But in this situation, it really wasn't worth it for me. So I decided to just kind of roll with it. So some things have come home and some things I've found, you know, damaged and had to redonate. But the vast majority of things have been absolutely fine. All right, Land's End, size small. I like Land's End. It is my bread and butter, especially around fall and winter with their like turtlenecks and stuff. And this was cute. It's a black t-shirt, like a long sleeve top, but it has some really nice kind of like pleating, like pin tuck pleating, kind of like prairie bib style. Next is J. Crew Black Label, size medium. This is a purple button-down shirt. I'm not sure if you're men's or women's. I think it's a men. I never remember. One of them does up like different ways in terms of like how the fit would be described and how you would list it online. So I'll have to double check that. It looks like it's intended for a man though, but we'll see. So J. Crew, American Eagle, just a very simple sort of blush pink button-up flannel plaid shirt. Again, we have fall coming. Cachet, size large, which that sells pretty quickly for me. It's not bad at all. Kind of a higher end. And then this is like a little, it's not really I don't think it's really meant to be a dress because it would be really, really short, but definitely kind of like a tunic length top with cute little flared sleeves, faux wrap, and then it's this really, really pretty knit to it. So it's almost got like a metallic sheen to it as well, like a thread running through. Jones New York Sport. This is not something I almost ever pick up, even for a quarter, but I like the style, so I threw it in medium. I liked it for fall. It's a cute little popover blouse again, with like this paisley print, but those are really like strong fall colors. I felt it's semi-sheer, and then it does have some of that like pin tuck pleating again at the front, and then even the buttons are like covered in fabric, which I always think is kind of cute and like a sign of quality. So I decided to try it. Talbot, size extra small, but this is pure Irish linen, which can do quite well, especially in these very like neutral colors like a black or something. I stay away from cream, but like a black or a gray or something can do quite well. 3/4 sleeve, just kind of like a boxy open blazer jacket. And then the last one for this haul before I take a break and come back with the second part is another Storybook Knits. And this one is a lot more simple, but I liked the colorway. So it's again, it's kind of like deep, like mauvey pink. And then it has all this gold detail, lots and lots of beading and stuff. And it almost looks like, it has bows on the pockets, first of all. And then it almost looks like little like blossoms falling or something like that. So again, that kind of like fall Christmassy feeling. I felt like it sort of encapsulated that, so I decided to give it a try. All right, you guys, I'm going to take a break for a moment, and I am going to come back with part 2 and then part 3 of this epic 25 cents haul. So if you're interested in watching them, don't forget to hit subscribe and click the bell so you can see as soon as they go live. They should come like one after the other over the course of like 3 days or so. If you enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.